Everyone is wanting to know my story. And I don't feel like people are wanting to know the story for the right reasons. It's just so that you can be judgmental and pick through my story. And yet and still, I'm going to tell you anyway. I will not repeat it. Not on the camera, not to people who keep calling my phone over and over and over again. The next time I repeat it will be on the news, or it'll be on a TV show or a platform where other girls can get healed. Me telling my story is not about them. They've gotten too much credit and too much glory already. And when I say them, I mean Apostle Junie and Apostle Gregory Kelley. Y'all want to know what happened to me? Why didn't I say anything? Nikosha's not telling her story. And I'm not telling the story. I hadn't been telling the story. I might have told 4 people. And then from there, it just kind of escalated. Another woman who had been through it had started telling her story. And the person she told, it just had a domino effect. Y'all want me to sit here and tell you how did this get started at 14? When I don't even think that even matters. The mere fact that he did it, I said he did it, should be enough to me. The only person that I should have to provide proof to should be the police. He started off by calling me, saying I love you. It's a regular conversation. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm 14, had never even had sex before. He called me. I talked to him. Didn't think nothing of it. I thought he was just that goddad for me. He called me again. And again. And again. And finally his I love you turned into I really love you. And I said, I really love you too. Then it started off even more. The more days I would talk to him, the more intense it got. He started telling me what he wanted to do to my body. And then he started telling me what he wanted me to do to his body. So it proceeded from there. He coached me. And then I began to talk. I learned to have phone sex from him. So that preceded for a while. And then one Friday night, he calls me downstairs. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm thinking he in the spirit. So God finna give him a word from me or something. I go downstairs. He locks the doors. He begins to kiss on me. He begins to touch me. A few days, maybe a few months, and then cold turkey, nothing. He wouldn't call, he wouldn't text, nothing. And then I'm worried because I'm like, well, you've been doing this for a while. Like, what's going on? I'm young, so I'm like, what did I do? I text him and call him, he wouldn't respond. Maybe like a month or two in between. And then he'll call and text me again, and he'll start it up again. The phone sex, the touching. Sometimes after church, I done left in his car before. I done met up with him after church late at night on Fridays as I got older at Waffle House or at his rental house. He done came up to my job. He done called my job. If ever there was a time where I just wasn't responding or answering my phone, he would just come up there, or he'll ring my phone at the job. But y'all would have tons of witnesses to recall me just telling them to tell him that I'm not there, or I'm busy, or I'm doing something, whatever it may be. He would lay there on top of me, hunch me, kiss me, rub his body up against mine, pull out his penis and ejaculate. And we would repeat these steps over and over again. He bought me gifts. Almost like hush gifts. One gift he bought me in particular was a WWE autograph signed Roman Reigns photo with the belt in it, because he knew how much I loved wrestling. This went on from the age of 14 all the way up to the age of 29 till I got married, off and on. Did I try to get out of it? Yes, I did. I told him one time, You could just let me go and I won't even say anything to anybody. Just let me go. I won't say anything to restoration. You would have never even seen this video if he had let me go then. Another time, I told him, let's just be daddy-daughter. I don't want to do anything else. You think your pastor, Gregory Kelley, ever listened to me? You think he ever stopped? I asked him, how is your relationship with Apostle Jr.? Are y'all intimate? Because I thought maybe you doing this to me because y'all not intimate together. He said, no, we have a great relationship. But yet telling me that she don't do anything on trips. All she do is lay in the bed. She don't do absolutely anything. She don't go anywhere. His birthday don't even mean anything. She don't make big deals. And that's partly his fault because he made it all about her. He got her gifts. He did things extravagant for her. But in return, she didn't return the favor. She doesn't reciprocate it back. And he said because he didn't require her to. Some of y'all are going to look at this video and it still won't matter what I say. You will still believe him. You're going to depict every word that I say. And you won't even hear my heart. You won't even hear the pain that I suffered. You'll still believe every word that come out of their mouth. It won't even be about God anymore. Now, a person like me, who does not say much. Yes, I speak to people in restoration. Yes, I know a lot of people in restoration. But I haven't been a type of person that you know to lie. My character speaks for itself. I'm upset that I've been called a liar. Especially by you, Apostle Gregory Kelley. Because you know, I called you and I talked to you about this personally. I called your phone. We had this conversation. You wanted me to be quiet about it. Nakosha, don't say anything. Because it can ruin the people in the ministry. After I told you, you still told me you can come back to the church. You wanted me to come back, sit under that teaching, so that if this came out, I would look like a liar. You were setting me up even then. Because y'all thought that this was the same naive girl that grew up then. And some of y'all still think that. She's not going to say anything. She's going to be quiet. I'm not going to be quiet. Because now I'm being called a liar. I tried to press charges. But because of my age, they said it was too late. And if they did anything, all they could do is go arrest him. And it'll be documented, but they would have to let him go. Then once they would have let him go, y'all would have been saying the same thing. See, wasn't no charges pressed, so they let him go. Y'all are going to talk regardless. But this ain't even about y'all. It's not about whether y'all believe me as adults or y'all don't. I'm talking to that young lady. I'm talking to that young adult who's in it, who's been manipulated, who don't even realize it. You think this man love you. You think he won't do anything to harm you. You think you're the only one that got his back because that's what he tells you. I don't know what I'm going to do without you. You mean the world to me. I love you. Nobody has loved me like you have. You believe it? I believed it because I thought this was genuine love. I'm looking at him and I'm like, he's a pastor. So this gotta be right. There was a point that I even said I blamed myself. I truly blamed myself after a while. But it wasn't even my fault. I was messed up mentally. I'm calling him dad while he's touching me. And you don't even care to have called me and apologized for the years you took from my life. Years that I stayed quiet. Years where I believed when nobody believed me. Because who you were in ministry. I told people. They told me to be quiet. I told people that was close to me. They said they believed me, but I still wouldn't say anything. They don't even know how much that hurt. They couldn't even feel my pain. You'll be loyal even to a fault. So I lose a sister. I lose people in restoration that have known me. And I hear that Apostle Jenny say, I don't know why people just can't leave the ministry without telling lies. Do you believe that this is a lie I would tell just to leave restoration? And if you do, there is something seriously wrong with you. There is no lie worth telling that hurts this bad. I wouldn't even want to hurt nobody this bad. What would I get out of telling this lie? Shame on you for protecting him. Shame on you for not holding him accountable as his wife, as members of restoration, as his daughters and sons, because he's covered up your sins. Because you feel like he prayed for me, he delivered me.